So, it's game week 4 of this League One season, and it's the first round of midweek fixtures, a quick turnaround from the weekend. Before I give you my score predictions for game week 4, please smash the like button on today's video. Let me know your score predictions down in the video comments. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I make Luton and EFL content, and I'm trying to hit 6,000 subscribers before the end of the year. If you are new to my prediction videos, what I'm doing this season is competing with AI to see who can get the most score predictions correct, and at this moment AI is beating me 3-2. On the weekend, AI predicted the Mansfield versus Exeter scoreline correct. They predicted 2-1, whereas I did get a scoreline correct myself. I managed to get the scoreline correct between Donny versus Wycombe, which was 1-1. So at the moment, AI is beating me 3-2 so far, but in terms of actual getting the right results, I'm beating AI 13-11. So I'm predicting the teams to lose, draw, and win more correctly than AI at this moment in time. So let's start off with the first game of this game week 4, which is AFC Wimbledon versus Cardiff. Now, for me, I have a question mark for Cardiff away from home. When they played against Port Vale, they got absolutely outplayed and they didn't win their battles across the pitch, but they did get a really good result against Rotherham on the weekend. They won 3-0 at home. I don't think home form will be a problem for Cardiff this year. I think the question marks will always be away from home, and AFC Wimbledon, especially at home, are a tough side to break down. So I don't know how this is going to go. Since losing the opening day of the season, Wimbledon have actually done really well. They've managed to pick up 3 points at home against Lincoln and then go to Reading and get the 3 points there. So they'll be going into this game with lots of confidence. They are also defending extremely well. They are a hard side to break down. I just don't see Cardiff breaking down Wimbledon in this game to win the match. What I think is going to happen is I think Wimbledon will get the lead first and they will hold on to that lead and defend it, whereas Cardiff will control possession. And eventually they will break Wimbledon down, but I think it will happen more towards the end. So I'm going with more of a draw in this game. I thought 0-0, but I think there might be a few goals because Wimbledon going forward have improved since the start of the year. So I'm gone with a 1-1 draw in this game. Huddersfield versus Doncaster. I've gone with 2-1 to Huddersfield. I think the big question in this game is, can Huddersfield bounce back after a defeat? We don't know what this new team can do when they've had a setback. So it'd be interesting to see how quickly they can respond back after they've lost a game. They couldn't break down Blackpool on the weekend, who went down to 10 men. But it is very difficult to break a team down when they put 10 players behind the ball. But they lost their first game of the year. Doncaster, they are in great form at this moment in time. And with this being a local spicy affair, Matty Pearson, a former Huddersfield player, returning back to his old club, I can see this being close. I can see tackles flying in, the atmosphere being good around the place, being a Tuesday night game as well. But I think Huddersfield have the quality to come out on top, and I think they're going to win this game 2-1. My club, Luton Town versus Wigan. I've gone with a 0-0 score prediction here. I've just got a feeling Luton, we're not going to be able to break Wigan down. Hopefully I'm proven wrong and the players do bounce back after a shocking performance against Bradford on the weekend. We were absolutely terrible against them. Bradford deserved the 3 points and they could have scored a lot more goals. I've got a feeling Wigan, they're going to have the game plan of we're going to, put 11 players behind the ball and we're just going to hit Luton on the counter. And in the past, Luton don't do well against teams that do that. But we've got to figure it out because a lot of teams are going to come to Luton and do exactly that. Put 11 players behind the ball and they're going to say, come and break us down, Luton. So I think a goal inside the first 10 minutes would go absolutely in favour for Luton. But the longer the game goes, 0-0 or it being a draw, the worse it's going to be. And I feel like Wigan are going to nick something or it's going to be a draw. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I just don't see Luton winning this game at this moment. I just praying that we can figure it out going forward, because going forward, we're just not clicking. We're not creating clear-cut opportunities. Mansfield won. Blackpool won. Both teams won on the weekend. I really don't know how this game is going to go. I don't think both teams have started the season well. Blackpool, for them, it's been more individual mistakes that's hurting them and easily could have been avoided. I'm thinking more of a draw. I think a clean sheet for Blackpool would be the confidence which the defence actually needs. I think once they get that clean sheet, then they'll have a lot more confidence at the back. Whereas with Mansfield, I don't think they've performed well in games. I know they got the 3 points against Exeter on the weekend, but they didn't exactly dominate that game. And some might say, on reflection, a draw would have been a fair result for that one. So I've gone with a 1-1 draw. I think with Mansfield being the home side, I think they can get something. Northampton 1, Lincoln 2. Northampton against Stevenage, despite losing, I felt was their best attacking performance. So far this year, attacking-wise, they haven't been great. But Lincoln, going forward, they've been quite exciting. Collins is now off the mark for the season, scoring 2 goals against Plymouth. I'm getting the feel that Northampton, there's still a lot of work to actually do, especially going forward, and in order to win games of football. I just can't see them stopping the losing streak against Lincoln, so I've gone with a 2-1 win for the away side. Again, another team that needs to stop this losing streak, and that is Peterborough. I've gone with Barnsley to beat them 2-1 at their ground. Barnsley going forward have been great. They've been creating chances. They made it very tough for Bolton to break them down as well. And yeah, unfortunately, they did go down to 10 men. If they had 11 players on the pitch, it definitely would have been a different game. Confidence is just very low at the moment for Peterborough. The fan base isn't happy. They're not really defending well. I think going forward, they've got something about them, as they always do, Peterborough, especially over the years, attacking-wise. But I just don't know if they're going to get a result here. I think Barnsley just have too much quality over the young, inexperienced Peterborough team. Now, this is where I might contradict myself here, but I've gone with a Plymouth win at home against Leighton Orient. I feel like Plymouth, surely they're going to stop this losing streak. No way they're going to lose 4 league games in a row. Surely not. They're going to, wake up. They've had a massive reality check of life back in League One. Now, let's start getting results. It's not gone down well with supporters. Supporters have not been happy with the performances which they've seen. Leighton Orient, they've had a very tough start to the season. Huddersfield, Wigan, Stockport, and then Plymouth. Not exactly an easy run of fixtures. But despite me saying that, they have performed well in certain moments. I thought the defence against Huddersfield was very poor. They bounced back against Wigan. And then the second half performance against Stockport was very good. They dominated Stockport in that second half, and they could have, gone on to win the game after being 2-0 down. So it's really easy for me to say that this game should ideally be a draw, but I've got a feeling that Plymouth, after what's happened so far this season, they need to get a win, and they need to get it fast. And with them being the home side, Leighton Orient travelling on a Tuesday night, it's very difficult, with the travel distance. I just think Plymouth should take advantage of that and get the 3 points. Port Vale 1, Stevenage 1. Port Vale need to stop going down to 10 men. That's twice now already so far this season. Last home game, I thought they were absolutely brilliant against Cardiff. And if they perform anything like that, they'll definitely get something in this game against Stevenage. But Stevenage, they are the team in form. They've won their first 3 league games of the season. I know Port Vale haven't won a game yet, but their performances haven't been bad at all. I think they've been quite unlucky, actually. So I think this one, it's going to be a draw with both sides. One team performing well, but not quite getting the results to reflect that. And then one team performing well and getting results. So I feel like it's going to be a draw here. Stockport County 2, Bradford 1. Despite Bradford being on amazing form so far this season in League One, the away form is what's going to impact them this year. If they can improve on their away form, then they'll have a strong chance at being a dark horse this year. Their home form is going to be absolutely key, and they were absolutely fantastic against Luton on the weekend. I know with Stockport, they managed to get a point against Leighton Orient, but I feel like that result might actually feel like a defeat to them after being 2-0 up. I know they got a point, of course, but the way Dave Challinor came out in his interview after the game, it hurt him, and it feels like it was more of a defeat, if that makes sense, because they were 2-0 up. But Stockport at home, I feel like they've got the quality to get the 3 points against Bradford, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I think Bradford are going to make it as difficult as possible. They are well drilled and well organised under Graham Alexander, so I think it's going to be a tough win here. Wycombe 2, Exeter 0. I feel like Wycombe are slowly getting there. It's taken a while, but I feel like they are going to pick up their first win of the season. As long as they don't do anything something silly by playing out from the back with stupid passing like they did against Doncaster. Billy Sharp probably had one of the easiest goals of his career. Exeter, after a very good home win against Blackpool, ended up losing at home against Mansfield. I thought they did create enough big chances in that game to win, but I just feel like in this one, Wycombe, with them being the home side, I think if it was the other way round, I'd be leaning more towards an Exeter win / draw, but I feel like Wycombe at home, they're going to get their first win of the season. And the last game of Game Week 4 is Bolton versus Reading. I've gone with 2-1 to the home side. I thought Bolton would definitely be disappointed with not picking up the 3 points against 10-men Barnsley. They did struggle to break them down with 10 men, but with Reading, with their start of the season, getting a defeat against Wimbledon, I think that definitely would have raised a few eyebrows. I think Bolton, they've got the quality at home. I think they're going to be a different type of animal at home in terms of getting results, and I feel like Bolton are going to be right up there. Reading, confidence isn't there at the moment. They're not on form. I just don't see them getting anything at Bolton. So I've gone with 2-1 to the home side here. I think Reading, they need to do something, but I just don't think they've got enough in their locker to win this game. So just to recap on the score predictions that I've predicted for Game Week 4. So I've gone with 1-1 between Wimbledon and Cardiff, 2-1 to Huddersfield at home against Doncaster, 0-0 between Luton and Wigan, 1-1 between Mansfield and Blackpool, 2-1 to Lincoln against Northampton, 2-1 to Barnsley against Peterborough, 2-1 to Plymouth at home against Leighton Orient, 1-1 between Port Vale and Stevenage. Rotherham and Burton's game has been postponed due to Burton. They're meant to be playing Tranmere in the League Cup. Stockport to win 2-1 at home against Bradford, 2-0 to Wycombe to beat Exeter, and 2-1 for Bolton to beat Reading. And then AI have predicted Cardiff to beat Wimbledon 2-0, so that's a difference there. 2-0 to Huddersfield at home against Doncaster. 1-1 between Luton and Wigan. 2-1 to Blackpool against Mansfield. 1-1 between Northampton and Lincoln. 2-2 between Peterborough and Barnsley. 3-1 for Plymouth to beat Leighton Orient, 2-1 to Stevenage to beat Port Vale, 2-1 for Stockport to beat Bradford at home, 1-0 to Wycombe to beat Exeter, and of course the same scoreline which I predicted for Bolton v Reading, 2-1 to Bolton. So those are the score predictions which me and AI have predicted for Game Week 4. So that is the end of today's video. Please smash the like button on today's video. It does help the video perform better on YouTube. Let me know your score predictions down in the video comments. It is a quick turnaround from this weekend's fixtures. I do think we'll see some teams pick up their first win of the season. And yeah, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I make Luton and EFL content. And I'll see you guys in my next video on my channel, which will be a match preview of the Luton versus Wigan game.